What's going on, people? Shaman the YB back once again. So, it's all been kicking off on Twitter with Devin, the Dream Haney, and Shakur Stevenson. Let's read through essentially, Devin Haney has sent Shakur Stevenson an offer of 25% to fight for Undisputed, and it devolved from there. And that's why I don't rate these guys. Rick Glazer is one of them. Rick Glazer is this corny dude here who pretends to be an insider. And you get everything wrong. Bob Arum, so Rick Glazer comes through. Devin Haney making Shakur Stevenson an offer is comical, and there's people falling for it. Anyone with any boxing brains knows that Bob Arum isn't going to allow an offer for Shakur to go and fight on another platform. Devin Haney replies, Bob Arum is the one that relayed the message. So that just shuts down Rick Glazer. What this shows is Rick Glazer hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. That's what it shows. Oops. And we know this because this bit here says, send a real offer. Let's get active, champ. Yeah? And later on, Shakur says 25% is less than I made. So the offer's been sent. Shakur ain't saying you never sent an offer. So Rick Glazer, get him out of here. He corny. He don't have a clue what he's talking about. Because, I mean, anyone with a boxing brain, well, obviously that's not you because you got it completely wrong. Do you know what I mean? Them ones. Anyway. So Shakur says, send a real offer. Let's get active, champ. Haney says, sign the contract. Shakur says, you're so soft for that. 25% is less than I made in my last 3 fights. Yo, people crazy. Devin Haney says, you will make more than you made in your last 3 fights combined with the 25%. Which is, I ain't gonna lie, that's a strong argument. Bottom line. And you might know me. I think Shakur Stevenson will punch up Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney's potentially weight drained, and Shakur isn't. Shakur's come from 126 or something. Yeah? So, he's full of beans. Shakur full of beans at this weight. He's just come from 130, I believe, as well, when he beat the Mexican guy, Canelo's friend, or training partner. So, he's full of beans. Yeah? Devin Haney tired at 135. And that's what makes this worse for me, but anyway. Shakur says, Devin the Duck Haney don't want no wreck. I ain't trying to go back and forth on this app, though. Go about your business. I've ducked nobody. Check my resume and check yours. And to be quite frank, I don't think neither man has ducked anyone. Shakur fought the best at 130. I think it's Joe Cordina 130, but either way. Shakur's fought the best at 130, more or less. There hasn't been a load of dangerous people there. Haney's fought Loma. I mean, that's the only fight Haney's had. So, neither man has great resumes. I'd say they're both about the same. But because Haney has the belts, it's a bit more valid. But really, neither man's 100% battle-tested, is what I'd say. This is the battle-tested fight. However, whether we like it or not, and again, I think I've been backing Shakur. When Shakur was clowning Haney after Loma, I was backing him. This has turned me off, though. Yeah? Because Shakur, he ain't a tank. I get why Tank would be saying, I ain't taking 25. Because Tank's a big name. Even though he ain't got no belts, it's a big name. Shakur is not a big name. He don't have no belts. So how would you not get 25%? Is Haney a big name? Neither are a big name. So then it's kind of like in boxing, it goes clout, belts, and then other factors. Yeah? If you have no clout, which neither man does, it defers to the belts. Now, Haney doesn't just have one belt. Haney, rightly or wrongly, is undisputed. And that has to be respected. Yeah? Shakur Stevenson should be biting Devin Haney's hand off, especially after what we've just seen. It's one fight, Shakur, in 3 months' time. The relevance of that, well, you ain't got to sacrifice for long. And God forbid, don't forget, people, these mans, Shakur will make a couple million. You know what I mean? We're not asking these guys to fight for £10 an hour. Yeah? Shakur's basically saying, I mean, he's never going to get more than 40. What does he expect? Does Shakur Stevenson think he's going to get 50%, for example? So what we're really debating here is whether Shakur gets 40% or 35%. Well, let's call it $1 million, or let's say the pot's 100 million to make it simple. Shakur currently getting paid 25. Or let's call it 10 million. Let's call the pot 10 million. Shakur's currently offered 2.5. He's going to jeopardise his opportunity to make 4. It doesn't make sense, people. he should be, based on that Lomachenko performance, he should be saying, oh my, that's how I felt. When I found out Devin Haney sent the guy an offer, I thought, this guy, I thought all my Christmases had come at once. Because I thought in my head, there's no way, Shakur should be red hot on this. Yeah, I'll take it. Because like I said, it's not like, well, it's a contract and I have to wait for a year and you'll be fighting next, which means this year for sure. Could be September, could be October. In 4 months from now, you can be undisputed. Yeah? So 4 months of sacrifice, which I don't think is a sacrifice. Taking 2.5 rather than 4 million isn't... What kind of sacrifice is that? Plus you get the 4 belts. And guess what? In October, 4 months from now, you'll be the daddy and you'll be taking 75%. And that's what I can't deal with. I can't deal with these guys who are prima donnas. Yeah, you don't have no belts. You don't have no clout. Shakur Stevenson should be laughing at this. Unless he's trying to cash out. Unless he ain't sure he can win. And I respect Haney because Haney's doing what he's supposed to do. Haney, when he fought Kambosos, went over there and got paid 25, 30% or whatever. And I think that's more than fair. Bottom line. You ain't bring nothing. What's Shakur bringing? Apart from a hard night's work for Devin. So the fact that... And that's what I think Shakur's playing himself here. I really do. I think he's played himself. If he doesn't take this. Shakur should go back and say, call it 30, I'll sign today. Maybe get 30, but I'll just take... Well, obviously, managerially speaking, you always want to try and push. Okay, I want 35, and then Haney goes 30 or something like that. But 25 to 30% is exactly what Shakur Stevenson should be getting. Don't forget, people, standard mandatory opportunities is 25 to 30%. Yeah, for one belt. If you are a standard mandatory challenger, you get 25 or 30%. Yeah? So, this isn't one belt. You've got 4 belts. And if Shakur doesn't take this fight, it means Haney potentially moves up. And then the 4 belts get split up. And Shakur Stevenson has then got to fight 4 bums in random fights. And I actually think Haney versus Shakur is a big fight. Shakur versus a random dude at 135 is not a big fight. He'll make more making 25% now than he will of all the other random ones. Andy, it's not just about the money, it shouldn't be. It should also be about the legacy. Shakur might never not get a chance to get in the ring with Devin Haney. Devin Haney right now is that guy, undisputed. Yeah? Beating a bunch of random title dudes after the belts get split up ain't going to have the same ring on your resume. If Shakur beats Haney, that is a solid win. So you've got the legacy element. You've got the belts element. You've got the fact you ain't got no belts and you ain't got no clout. 25%, he should be all over it. And if you've got a problem with that, you say, listen, I want 25, I'll take 25%, but if I win, the rematch will be 60-40 in my favour. I can back that. Yeah, you're better on yourself. Or whatever. Or no rematch clause. I'll take 25%, but no rematch clause. Any of them narratives work to some... To be honest, I won't even do that, though. At this point, bear in mind, it's 8 months of his time. For Shakur to beat Haney once and beat Haney again, which will be 2 legacy-defining wins, and only 8 months, I think it's like 26 or something. So by 27, you can be undisputed and have 5 mil, 6, 7 mil in the bank. Don't tell me that you're going to get technical on this one. Oh, 7 mil over 2 fights isn't enough. Essentially what Shakur's saying is 7 mil over 2 fights isn't enough. He wants 10. That's what it comes down to, literally, if you work the numbers out. Shakur's stretching this out because he wants 10 rather than 7. You played yourself. Yeah? And you better hope Haney don't do something else. Because then you really have played yourself. What are you going to do? Fair enough, yeah? If Shakur Stevenson had a tank fight lined up or any other fight lined up, maybe it makes sense. But realistically, he might get the Loma fight. Okay, he fights Loma. What do you think he's going to get for that? He ain't getting more than 40% for that anyway. And Loma ain't got no belts. Do you understand, people? You ain't getting more than... Loma ain't going to fight Shakur for less than 60-40. Shakur don't have the clout. Shakur don't have the name that Loma does. So, you got a choice. And I think Loma and Shakur is a much smaller fight than Shakur and Devin. Bottom line. I believe 25% of a Devin Haney-Shakur fight is bigger than 40% of a Shakur and Loma fight. So what are we doing here? And that's the best case. The best case is Shakur fights Loma. And then I think I saw something on Shakur's Twitter the other day. He said, oh, the fans don't want to see me fight Jojo Diaz, so who should I fight? I thought, what? So that's what I mean. And that's what puts me off about these guys, yeah. I was gassing Shakur. Yeah, Shakur with his shit. Shakur gonna do this. Shakur gonna do that. Shakur ain't gonna do none. That's what this shows. Because clearly, he was thinking about fighting Jojo Diaz. What? You're turning down a legacy-defining fight on your resume. You're turning down 25% of a $10 million pot. You're turning down 4 belts in one fight to fight Jojo Diaz. Make it make sense. There's no excuse for this, people. Yeah, because Haney, after that Loma performance, shouldn't be sending no offers. That's what I was expecting. I thought there's no way Devin Haney, and I respect him for that. Yeah, this wasn't unreasonable. This wasn't 15%. 25% is a standard. And arguably it could be lower because he's undisputed. Yeah, 25% is a standard for one belt. Yeah? Standard. For 4 belts in one go, that should be like Christmas coming early. Wow. In one fight, I can be the guy. Most people don't get that chance. Most people have to spend years messing about, people ducking, people losing, rematch clauses. That's the hard work that comes along with undisputed people. It's messy. You have to hope everyone wants to fight. You have to hope people don't get injured. You have to hope that they don't lose and end up in a rematch clause for 2 years. Yeah? You have to hope all these things come together. It takes years to become undisputed. In most circumstances. You get it all in one. And you don't want to do that for $2 million. You know, again, it's not like these guys, it's not like Shakur saying, well, listen, 25% is only 100 grand, so I can't live off that for the next year. We're talking about, you know what I mean? This is life-changing money at 25%. Is Devin Haney making more? Yeah. He's undisputed. That's the whole point. What's the point of having belts? If some random dude here, who ain't got no clout, and who ain't got no belts, can just rock up and get 40-50%, which is what Shakur's angling at, then what's the point? What's the point of having any belts? Get rid of them, man. So we have to respect the lineage here. And I'm not saying, I'm the first one to admit that Devin Haney had an easier win. Had an easier way to undisputed Kambosos. But that's done now. Yeah, it's done. What can you do? It's done. Devin Haney is daddy right now. If you want that spot, which Shakur implied, you take it. You suck it up and take it. Yeah? And it's a bad look. It's turned me off, to be honest with you. Because don't be in there jumping in after the Loma fight saying, yeah, Devin Haney ran out the ring, he don't want it. And then Devin Haney sends you an offer, which is reasonable. And now all of a sudden, oh, you're politicking. Oh, this sent offer I want. Well, you ain't a nobody. You're a price taker. Yeah? That's the market you find yourself in. You ain't a price. You ain't no one like that. Who are you like that? Come on, get serious, people. Look. And that's what made me laugh. He started talking about, where is it? Here we go. Boxing full of soft nicks who hide behind the business of boxing. Like, that's you, my bro. I'm sorry. It's not Haney. Haney at 25%, and you can probably push that to 27. 28, which you're laughing. Between 25 and 30, he should be chewing off Haney's hand. Chewing off for the opportunity. Instead, he the one hiding behind business. What's Shakur done to get more than 20? Go on, I want to hear this. What's he done? Why is that low? Why is 25% low? Low for what? Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. This is bad, and if this fight doesn't happen, I rate Devin Haney for this. Yeah, if the fight ends up not happening, it means Shakur don't want this. He ain't with the smoke for 25%, which means it means you don't think you can win. You know what I mean? That's what it means. Because if you thought you could win, if Shakur thought the fight was as easy as I think it is, he'd have been chewing off his hand. And that's what I thought when I first heard this news. I thought, man, I can't believe this. Is Devin Haney? Has he lost his head? Like, is Devin Haney not thinking straight? Because in my mind, there's no way Devin Haney should ever be sending any offers to Shakur. So the fact that happens, and Shakur now trying to play, I don't know what he's trying to play. He's played himself, is what he's trying to play. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and like off to 100%. No doubt.